Hello and thank you once again for joining us on TKO Fight Sports. We're very excited to bring you episode 2 of 2020 and continue with the trend of immersing ourselves in the combat sports community. We are very excited to be filming today the Hardcore Thai Boxing Centre here in Moonee Ponds. My name is Josh Warner and I'm very excited to be joined by the great man himself, WKBF heavyweight champion, an all-round pretty decent bloke, the AK-47, Chris Bradford.
Thank you very much, mate. Honoured to be here in this great little gym here. It's a great setup, great facility. Good to be talking about Thai boxing and the martial arts community and what's going on out there.
Is it
always a pleasure.
Getting your juices flowing being in Thai boxing gym?
I've always got my juices flowing. Just can't throw any elbows in this. That's the only problem.
Chris, I want to start with you, pal. Yes. Last year, big year, 2... probably the most epic contest with Joe Boubier that I can recall. Full Thai rules. One of them granted you the world title. Went overseas. Massive experience, huge opportunity, great fight at the same time. Now back in Melbourne, and we'll talk about Power Play 42 shortly. But first of all, the last 12 months for the AK-47. Talk to me about what you went through.
Yeah, been an absolute roller coaster. Pleasure and very proud to be fighting all over the world, representing our country. Won the world title, as you said, on Power Play. Went over to America, come runner-up, went to 5 rounds. It was a great experience over there. Then Japan, which was just phenomenal, beautiful people, beautiful country. Fantastic event, fighting on one of the ultimate shows in the world on the K1 circuit. Really hope I get invited back, although it didn't quite go my way.
It's all heart though, pal. It was all heart like usual.
Look, Sam Greco got me there, absolute... props to him for helping me prep to get there. And I'd do anything to be back in front of those 20,000 people again because it was a phenomenal experience and amazing to walk out in front of that crowd.
Look forward to seeing you back again. Talk to me about, a little bit closer to home, Australian Muay Thai Awards last Saturday night from memory. Yep. Talk to me about some of the experiences, some of the winners, your experience at that event.
Absolutely a great event. Like, when we all come together and celebrate Muay Thai and the great thing and the great sport is in this country, it's always a fantastic thing. All the women look fantastic, all the men look fantastic too. Everyone was dressed up. A really good night of awards. Some standout awards for me was obviously John Wayne Parr taking out ambassador for the sport. Like, the guy's been in the sport for that long. I know everyone knows his name. He's a bit of a household name. But credit where credit's due.
He's a legend.
He's led the sport to places that we didn't think it would go here in Australia. Always an honour to see him stand out there. It was a really classy night. Mark Hammer-Cassani's done a great job in hosting the event. The whole spread was out, wine, beer. Everyone had a really good night. See, Mark Pearce had a huge hangover the next day, which was pretty funny. Some great people there. We got to see like Andy from PTJ. Don Miller was there. Heap of great names in the sport. Darren the Reese Riddler, which is always good to see that man from WA. And it was just a really good gathering of people and always a pleasure to be at that event.
And congratulations again to all the winners, those recognised and those that have contributed so much to the great sport of Muay Thai. For you, Power Play 42, March 14, you're back on home soil. Alexei Dmitriev, Russian-born, good experience, big power. I spoke to him yesterday and he's very good English and he communicated to me he's a lot of respect to start with, so knows who you are, respects the man. But I'll quote, close enough to quoting, that he is going to either make you quit or knock you out. How do you feel about that?
How do I feel about that without swearing?
Please don't.
No, look, I've heard it all before. I've been there and done it all before. People have tried to knock me out. You said they're going to knock me out. Haven't been able to do it. I've actually knocked them out. I've fought all around the world, as we all know. All types, all sizes. I do not care who it is in front of me. It's well known, though, the Russians are tough fighters. He's a big boy. Yeah. He comes forward. I've seen footage of him. He likes to come forward. He likes to bully his opponents. But one thing he won't do with me is bully me, because I tell you one thing, my bark is much more quieter than my bite. My bite is much worse, trust me. So I'm sure it's going to be a great stash for the power play. It's a massive card stacking up really well. Joe Nader's done a fantastic job in loading the card. And man, it's going to be great to be back in Melbourne. I've got so many people coming up to watch me. It's going to be a sellout crowd, so make sure you get your tickets as soon as possible because it's going to be a huge show.
Couldn't agree more. Moulay Bakali back as well after 2 years of Rockin' Moroccan. It's going to be very exciting to watch. Matthew Stevens as well can throw him. So Power Play, 42 March 14, get your tickets now. Before I let you go from the first segment, one thing I love about the martial arts community is it comes together and helps those that are in need at the greatest times of need. And I know that's something very close to heart that you want to speak about.
Yeah, so a bit of a tragic incident there to a friend and a very well-known person at Resilience Training Centre by the name of Sy Leafa. So I went over to Thailand and he had a Muay Thai bout. Not many Muay Thai bouts under his belt, but fought at Lumpini Stadium where things didn't go his way and got severely damaged with brain trauma. The brain trauma led to him being hospitalised and put into an induced coma. And then, unfortunately, onto life support. Very tragic turn of events. This kid was one kid where you walked into the gym, his smile just lit the whole place up. He's the most nicest, gentlest fella you could ever meet in your life. I know he's also, Ben Solly is really hurting. Dan, Sam Greco, Jimmy Crute, all the boys down there are really hurting for him. We're trying really hard to get him home, but it's a major operation to get him home because of the fact he's on life support and they've got to use the right equipment, the right facilities to bring him back to Australia to be amongst his family. So I'd just like to give a shout out to any people out there. Please help out. Any donation possible would be absolutely fantastic. If you go to Facebook or if you Google Bring Sy Home, you'll find it easily. All you'll see straight away is this beautiful kid with a beautiful smile that needs to be home with his family, needs to be home with us. And us as fighters definitely feel the pinch. The families out there feel the pinch. And let's face it, as a community, we never like to see this happen to anyone. So please, from the bottom of my heart, and all the guys at Resilience and all his family, please reach out and help out if you can to get Sy home.
Well said, mate. We're thinking about your Sy and we can't wait to see you home shortly. We'll have a word from our sponsors and then we'll be back to talk hardcore promotions.